Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Electronics with Professor Mughal. I am super excited today because I am unboxing the new Snapmaker A350. Roughly about 12 months ago, I saw an ad on Facebook which was about a startup company called Snapmaker, and they were introducing a new 3D printing line, and it comes with three different sizes. This one is the A350, the largest, the biggest of the three models. And I was completely fascinated about the reason for that was because it's not just only a 3D printer, actually a 3-in-1 machine. It's got 3D printer, it's got laser engraving, and it is also can be used as a CNC cutter. In the past, I have used printers in the range from $200 to $40,000, and therefore I was completely blown away by the compactness of this machine. So I got really excited and I ordered this new Snapmaker A350 last year. It took them roughly about 12 months to ship this order from me, and this was not going to be for me, but it was actually going to be a gift for my father. Unfortunately, he passed away this July, and when it came, it brought all those memories, and now I have decided I'm going to keep it. And in this video, I'm going to unbox it, assemble it, and we'll see how good of a 3D printer this is. I'm actually going to make a series of 3 videos. In this one, we'll focus upon 3D printer. In the next 2 videos, we'll see how the CNC cutter and also the laser engraving module works. The quality of the packaging is absolutely amazing, and you can actually see the manual, the step-by-step instruction guide, absolutely high quality. So I am incredibly impressed and excited because so far what I've seen in terms of the packaging looks very high quality. And not just we are going to unbox it or print a 3D model, but we are also going to do a review of where this 3D printer stands out in comparison to other printers out there in the market. What are the pros and cons of having a Snapmaker A350? So let's look at actually what is inside. So it came with a manual. What you see on the right are basically the 5 linear modules. In other words, these are the metal bars. You got adapters and brackets, cables right here. This is the base plate, what you see over here. This is the base plate right here, and this is the working platform. And I'm gonna put this aside for now. It also have a tool and accessories. Let's open it. What do we have inside? Look how neat it is. It actually came with a toolbox with everything labeled and has the logo on it, the Snapmaker. Look how neat it looks. These are the hangers. Absolutely high quality stuff. What else do we got here? Laser glasses, goggles for CNC. So it comes with goggles for both laser and CNC. This is all great. This is all fantastic so far. This is the touch screen and the controller. It almost looks like a phone. And then these are the tool head. And like I said, there are 3 of those. This one is for the 3D printer. This one is for the CNC carving. And this one right here is for the laser engraving. Okay. For this video, we're going to focus on the 3D printing part. It also comes with a complimentary 3D printing filament. I believe it's black in color. And then this is the power module. Okay, so this will be interesting to see how it looks when we put this thing together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically follow the guide right here step by step, and I hope you can just follow me. So the very first thing that I need to do is to attach the feet to the base plate. So the first part is complete. I've basically attached the 4 feet to the base plate. Now I'm going to work on the linear modules. Okay, let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is make sure the sliders are aligning with each other. If not, you can move them to same position as illustrated. Okay. This is high quality metal, absolutely high quality metal. Look at the quality here. This thing is so heavy, if I hit someone, probably I'm gonna do a lot of damage, I believe. Yeah, this is solid. Okay, a lot of screws. So step number 3 is done. Now I'm gonna move on to step number 4, which is attach the y-axis to the base plate. So I'm gonna put this aside and bring the base plate to the table. So now that I have the base plate and also the working plate on top of each other, in between I got the linear module sandwich. Now I am going to attach the base plate using 24 M4x8 screws. 16 actually, sorry, 16 of those. Wow. There gotta be a better way of engineering this. Step number 5 is done. We're gonna move on to step number 6. Attach the Z-axis holders to the base plate. Oh, and these will actually go from the bottom. The screws will be going from the bottom. So I'm gonna actually tilt it. Moving on to step number 7, attach the touchscreen holder to the base plate. Okay, here is the touchscreen box right here. Here is the plate. Your screen is basically gonna be this is gonna be holding. It's kind of magnetic thing, so your display is gonna just stick to that. So that's cool. Okay, these cables going to go through these holes right here. Okay, step number 8 is done. We are getting very close now. Step number 9, install the screws to the bottom of the Z-axis. So we got these two Z-axis, and then we need to have screw right here at the bottom. Do not tighten the screws. Okay, alright, so 4 here, total 8 of them. Step 8 is done. Step number 9 is done. Moving on to step number 7. Not step number 10, sorry. In the middle direction, okay, manually move the platform to the position as illustrated. Then move the Z-axis sliders to the lowest position that they can reach. Okay. Okay, step number 10 was easy. That's done as well. Let's see how many steps we get. Okay, we got 22, so we are actually halfway through. But I think the most time-consuming stuff is already done. Let's move on to attach the X-axis to the sliders on the Z-axis. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, another step done. Yes, moving close, moving close. So here is my x-axis, my z-axis, and that's my y-axis. Okay, all right. Let's move on to step number 12. Tighten the screws that are used to attach z-axis to the z-axis holder. Okay. Move on to step number 13, which is tighten the screws to the bottom of the z-axis. Okay, all right. Okay, that part is done as well. Now step number 14, put your hands at each end of the linear module, then move the x-axis to the top. So what I've done here is basically install the Y and Z converter. All the wires are plugged in. This is Y, this is Z, and all I need to do is basically make these connections now for Y and Z axis. Step number 18, step number 19, attach the controller to the Z-axis. So I got the heated bed, which is right here. Oh Lord, how many screws? 22 screws. I need to put that heated bed onto this plate. And the worst part of it, if I need to change from 3D printing to say CNC machining or laser engraving, I need to replace this whole thing. So that means I gotta remove all those 22 screws. Now, so this is the box right here with all the tool heads. This is for the 3D printing, And also I have the snap maker and the engraver laser. Okay. Let's turn the power on. Woo. The fan is on now. Woo. This is great. This is fantastic. This looks beautiful. Let me give you a 360 aerial view of this whole thing. This is extremely high quality. You know, even if you just scratch on it, you know, I'm basically rubbing my nail against this, it's not doing anything. Extremely high quality. So that's my tool head. Make sure this thing is, you know, loose enough that when your x-axis move, it does not drag this thing right here. Okay. The cable management could have been a little better, but this is, you know, I've just made sure everything looks neat and tidy. Just following the manual. Here are all the cables, the Y and the Z axes, and that's the fan right here. It's actually pretty loud. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that's pretty loud. This has a bed size of 12.5 inch by 12.5 inch by 12.5 inch. So this can print something really, really big. Oh, look at that, the touch screen. Look at that touch screen. The touch screen is on. It says, let's make something wonderful. Okay, and that's the front of the SnapMaker, the power supply. Looks cool. Looks cool. Okay. I'm just gonna follow the instructions here and initialize the setup. So tap on start now. This is part of the auto leveling process. It's going to touch all the 4 coordinates and make sure everything looks good. And then the last step would be just basically doing the whole thing manually. Not the whole thing, but just as center point moving. Okay, now I'm going to manually do the calibration. Take this calibration card. It actually came with it. And I am going to use these up and down arrows right here. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna save this. And basically what I've done is calibrated my 3D printer. Now the next thing is I am going to load the filament. Okay. So I'm going to load this filament. Again, this filament actually came with it. I have had owned many 3D printers in the past, and they would send you just, you know, 200 gram spool of wire, but this actually is a 1 kilogram SnapMaker original filament that came with this. Loading filament process is almost complete in the sense that I have the 200 degrees centigrade temperature set. I am now going to hit the load and then insert the filament. You might have to push it a little hard because that's when you feel, and then you just clean up the mess, whatever it is. Came with this tweezer also. It came with every possible thing that you need in order to repair or fix your 3D printer. Look at the quality of the print. Absolutely beautiful. Can you see the shine on it? And see how thin it is. Even from inside, it looks absolutely beautiful. That's the bottom, that's the base right here. But even if you look at the edges, they're so smooth. This certainly did a fantastic job with the 3D printing. I am super impressed by this. It took me roughly 10 hours to make this whole thing, this video. 5 hours of making and 5 hours of editing. This is the most amount of time I have ever spent in making any video. I got 170 plus videos, but this was the most time intensive video. And my laptop just crashed on me like multiple times. The videos were like 4K and they were so big in size. So here is my opinion about this SnapMaker A350. I want to talk about different things here. So in terms of the price, this SnapMaker A350 was $1,250, which may seem a little too high for some of you, but actually now having seen it and having seen the quality of it, I think it's worthwhile. I think it's a fair price with 3-in-1. It's very compact, 3D printer, laser, and then CNC. I think that's a fair price. So who would need something like this? Well, if you're a student and you're only going to 3D print, you probably don't need it. You can get something more cheaper for $200 or maybe $400, something like Creality Ender 3 Pro. That would do a reasonable job. The quality would be not as good as compared to this one, but it won't be too bad. The manual, very easy instructions, very clear to follow. You have to be absolute stupid. I don't want to say that. You gotta make any stupid error in order not to assemble it the right way. But features, it basically A350 has a bed size of 320 by 350 by 330 millimeters. It's pretty decent size, and if you convert that into inches, it's almost like 12 by 12 by 12 inches. It can get the nozzle temperature can get up to 275 degrees centigrade. It can heat the bed up to 80 degrees centigrade. It takes different kind of materials, including PLA wood too, ABS, and different others. It comes with its own software, which is called SnapMaker Lubon. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Honestly, I did not spend too much time on it, but it was pretty decent, but it looks like it's gonna be a little bit of learning curve for me, so I'm gonna hold on to my opinion on that. But the good thing about SnapMaker is you can also use third-party software like Cura. If you are familiar with that, and you feel comfortable, you can actually create a G-code using a Cura and then basically upload it. And you can upload your G-code file in different ways. The good thing about it is you can actually upload your file wirelessly using a Wi-Fi connection. And all you need to do, you have this panel right here. You need to start the job and you are basically good. You can also use this, over here you got this USB port and USB cable, and also the flash drive that you can just plug in, upload the G-code and run it. Another thing that I noticed, this thing is very loud. This, when it runs, it's very, very loud. Certainly, I cannot keep this running over here in my office and then do my work at the same time. Coming back to the software Lubon, another thing that I noticed in there, like if you are used to using Cura, it has this pre-setting options like high quality, super quality, standard, low quality. It does not have those options, but it has all the other options that you can just customize and manually set it. So that is one thing that I noticed it was missing. But other than that, it looks pretty decent. There might be a little bit of learning curve to it, and because I have not spent too much of time, so I'm holding on to my opinion on that. I also need to use it for CNC and laser cutting. So with this, I think I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase, and I really would encourage you, if you kind of like a do-it-your-own person, and if you have the money, probably it's a good option to go with something like this. I'll also leave the link in the description for this machine. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends and your colleagues. Thank you for watching. Bye.